Hey guys, welcome back to another RESK Maths tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you guys how you can expand brackets, which is a pretty core fundamental algebra thing, and I'm going to show you the basic ideas and then how you can expand this into multiple brackets. So to expand a bracket, let's start with a very easy example. Let's just start with something like 5, and we'll have x plus 3. Okay, so what we want to do is we basically want to multiply this 5 by every term in this bracket. So that's going to give us 5x when doing the first one, multiplied by plus 5 times 3, which just comes out to 5x plus 15. That was a simple example, but it works for pretty much everything else. So we want to essentially take each term and multiply by every other term in the brackets. Let's move this up to a bigger example. So let's say we have x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 5. Okay, so you might have heard of a FOIL method where you do this and then this. That's what we're going to be doing, but I'm going to be showing you a slightly different way of thinking about it. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're just going to take the first term and we're just going to multiply. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to treat this entire bracket like a singular term, and we're going to use the same method from up here. So we multiply this bracket by this, then multiply this bracket by this. So this is going to come out to become x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 3 multiplied by 5. And then from here, we use the same kinds of techniques. So we can then just expand this out normally by multiplying each term by the outside bit. So this is going to become x squared plus 3x as the first bracket, plus this times this, which is just going to be 5x plus 15. And all together, when we simplify, you get x squared plus 8x plus 15. So that was a way of thinking about it. To be more specific, this is known as the distributive property, and I'm going to show how thinking about it in this way is really useful because it lets us move on to even higher dimensions. So let's say we had something like x plus y plus 3 multiplied by x plus y. Let's just have that. Actually, let's do something a bit hard. Let's do x plus 5. Okay. So what this is going to come out to be is, let's think of this first term, this first bracket, as a singular term, and just multiply it by both other things. So we end up getting x plus y plus 3 multiplied by x plus y plus 3 multiplied by 5. And then from here, we can use the same sort of techniques and just multiply this outside one by all of the inner ones to get x squared plus xy plus 3x, and same sort of ideas here, plus 5x plus 5y plus 15. Then finally, let's just combine everything together. So we're going to get x squared plus xy plus 8x plus 5y plus 15. And there's the answer. So some teachers might tell you to multiply every term by every other term. And that works, but it can get a bit confusing, especially when there's large brackets and multiple terms. I'll do one more example. And in this example, I'm going to have 3 brackets. So let's have x plus 1, x plus 2, and x plus 3. Okay, so like the other times, let's take this entire first bit as a single bracket, and we'll just multiply it by these. So this is going to come out to, I'm going to draw a big bracket. Actually, we'll just leave it, but imagine there's a large bracket around these first 2 terms, just so they act as a collective term. Now we'll get x plus 1, x plus 2 multiplied by x plus x plus 1, x plus 2 multiplied by 3. So from here, what we can do is you probably want to move this term into one of the brackets. So you can't do both of them. You have to just pick a bracket to move this term into. So just pick any bracket. I'm probably just going to move it to the one it's closest to. So I'll be moving it into there. And that's going to give me x plus 1 multiplied by x squared plus 2x plus x plus 1 multiplied by 3x plus 6. Just moving these terms into the bracket so that it's easier for us to multiply. And then we use the same trick, so we multiply this first bracket by the terms inside the brackets next to it. So let's just do this now. When doing this multiplication, we get x plus 1 multiplied by x squared plus x plus 1 multiplied by 2x plus x plus 1 multiplied by 3x plus multiplied by 6. And now we use the same old trick, but just multiply everything on the outside. So I'll draw in the arrows one more time, just so it's clear that the multiplications we're doing. This is how you properly expand brackets. This is sort of, I don't want to say rigorous, but this is the more complete way of how to do it, just so you have a more iterative formula, so you don't have to rely on trying to guess and make sure you have every single multiplication covered. So in this case, we have x cubed plus x squared plus 2x squared plus 2x plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 6x plus 6. And finally, when combining like terms, we'll get x cubed plus 6x squared plus 11x plus 6. And yeah, that looks about correct. Let me just make sure I haven't made any mistakes. Yeah, that looks about correct. Obviously, what you could have done is first multiply these two together and then just multiplied it. That would have given you a quadratic, so 3 times, and then you multiply that bracket by this. That's also another way of doing it, but I like this method. It's a bit longer, but it makes it a bit clearer what you have to do, because you always know the next step is just multiply out more brackets. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in a future tutorial. That was how you expand brackets in algebra.